Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Blokes and Balls. Joe, our resident Tottenham fan, David, our City fan, and me, the United fan. We're going to kick off today with looking at our first issue of the day. All of a sudden, Qatari sports investment want to get into the Premier League as well. We've done some research and we've had a look at the values of the 3 clubs that they're interested in. So you've got Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Queen's Park Rangers. Why, I don't know, but okay.
Yeah.
The value of these 3 clubs are not extremely high. Aston Villa, 105. And then you've got Nottingham that's worth 71 million, but only because 40 million had been written off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got QPR at 32, but they have a 40 million fine, which 20 million they had to pay up front, and I think 20 million is spread over the next 10 years that they have to make in fees to the English Football League.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why they want to come back or go into, for the first time, into the English Premier League, or want to buy a football league to get into the Premier League. You said something about a ruling that they can't have more than one in a particular league or something?
Oh. I don't know if that was me, was it? Let's pretend that is the ruling then. QPR to me would be, I mean, it's a London team. For me, I'm just thinking of London. It's a good bet for them to go for, and obviously PSG keep failing in the Champions League, so they're like, let's try and go to another country and win the Champions League with someone else.
With QPR?
That's the year of QPR, yeah.
This is a very long-term project.
Yeah, how long you got?
Well, okay, look at Wolves, for example. Okay, Wolves had a 7-year plan.
Yeah.
You can't just come in the Premier League and win it straight away, Dave, can you? Man City, did they do that?
No, it took them a few years. Yeah.
2 seasons.
Yeah. So, maybe one of those clubs within 2 or 3 years, maybe they could do it.
But you did it with 2 seasons and a huge amount of investment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you've got FIFA, you got the fair play as well. It's not fair play.
Financial fair play. So
they can't come in and do that.
They have to justify that money, don't they? So,
if let's assume that this rumor, which is what it is at the moment, is actually true, and those are the 3 clubs that they're looking at. Now, I know what you're saying about QPR and it's London, whatever. I would probably be inclined, if I was them, I would say I would buy Aston Villa. I'll tell you why. It's a better team, closer to being back into the Premier League, rich history. Until they got relegated, was the only team to not be relegated from the Premier League. Big stadium, big following, probably more commercial appeal than the other 2. So yeah, I think probably in my bet, I would pick Aston Villa. I don't know about you.
Myself, I would go with Forest, just because of the whole, when they won the European Cup in that era. The Brian Cloughs. He's the manager what everybody remembers for
true.
Being the the print of the rough managers, say it how it was, and he coached his team to some championships, and I just for the history of Forest, I would go with them.
Yeah, but they've all been in the Premier League, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, at some point in time.
Some point,
yeah.
Queen's Park Rangers, yeah. Can you promote that abroad? I don't know. It's a tough marketing one for them. Either way you look at it.
Okay.
Because they have to build up, like they have to sort of create this history.
Yeah.
I mean, like Villa, we say Forest have it. I mean, each of those clubs has a history.
They all have a history.
Yeah. In Europe, like Dave says, Forest maybe have the best European history out of all of them.
But it's going to take Forest a lot longer to get the squad in place, to not just compete in the Premier League, but to just get into the Premier League. Aston Villa is a lot closer. I mean, we all knew. Yeah. Remember the season they went down, we all 3 agreed. Aston Villa go down, they're not going to come back the first season.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a while. We all agreed that. Yeah. We knew that, and it's probably going to be the case. But out of those 3, if one of them were to get a substantial investment, right? And Qatari sports investment, they're not going to do a small investment. They're going to do a proper investment,
Yeah.
If somebody were to put some investment in Aston Villa, I can see them that same season going back to the Premier League. And that's what they're going to want to do. And that's why I just think maybe that's the most viable option. 100% I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rich history in Forest, which is why Forest is always a club that comes up when somebody talks about getting into the English League. And then I understand again QPR as well. I mean, you know, it is a London club. What the commercial appeal about Queen's Park Rangers would be, I'm not so sure. But again, it's a good call. But it'll be interesting to see what
Very
happens.
interesting to see what comes of it.
Yeah.
Which club? It's a dream. Obviously, all those fan bases are praying that they choose
Pick
them.
me,
You know?
pick me.
You know?
They don't really care where the money comes from at the moment.
Yeah.
It used to be criticism, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, this
Ruining football.
you're ruining football,
Yeah.
and all those
Well,
fans would be praying that they come and buy them.
No, I agree. Today's transfer news is a bit scarce. We've covered most of them, but this is an interesting one. Joao Felix, 19 years old, right, and 21 games this season, 14 goals and 5 assists. I mean, if you just look at the league games, was what 16 games, 11 goals.
Yeah.
That's decent. That is decent. 4 Europa League games, 3 goals and an assist.
Yeah.
Lots of talk. You were mentioning that they've already declined what from who? 70 million, 80 million?
70 million from Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you know, the kids, you know, people are talking about him as an up-and-coming talent, and you can see from his stats, he's not here to mess around. He's here to score goals, and you know, 19 years of age, he's a player full of confidence, and if he can, you know, just forget about who's coming in from him, just play his football and improve, he'll be one of the good greats.
And if you think about the fact that he plays at Benfica, which is not an easy club to play at. I mean, it's a big club, but it's not an easy club to play at.
Mm-hmm.
For him to go there and play well, you know, especially at such a young age, I think is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Where he ends up, though, you've got Juventus, you've got Real, you've got United, you've got Liverpool. Where he would go, do you know what? You've got probably the pick of the 4 most appealing clubs to go to right now.
Mm-hmm.
If he decides to go to Barca, will he get playtime every week? No. If you go to Real, they'll probably put him in. Him, Vinicius Junior, those two, the 2 young upping, they will always get game time because they like to push youngsters. You go to United, you'll probably get game time again every weekend. See what you can do in the first season. If you do it, you're in.
Game time at United.
You'll definitely get game time at United. Juve probably needs a little bit of a youth input, so he'll get game time there. And Liverpool, again, you know, you look at someone like Milner is pushing on a little bit. They've got defensive options, so it's almost as if Liverpool has to see where they're going to put Milner because he has to play. Joao Felix coming in will slot right into the midfield, and I think will feel at home and play with freedom because you've got Mane, and you've got Salah, you've got Firmino. They will give him options.
Yeah,
you know, he's probably got the best 4 teams looking at him at the moment.
Yeah,
We're saying Juventus may be the favourites.
Yeah,
because of the Ronaldo connection. And he's saying he wants to play with Ronaldo. I mean,
and it's a dream of his to play with
Portuguese. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Who would not want to play? And Ronaldo's coming. He's got a few years left.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it's like you said. You know, Ronaldo phones you and he says, "Pack your bags and come to Turin."
You know, when you're picking Juventus, you go right. I'm going to win a trophy because you're going to win the league every year.
Yeah.
And so
that's true.
You're like, okay, let me just put this trophy in my pocket.
Yeah, but this kid's head is screwed on right? So he's not really thinking about the trophies at the moment. Yeah, he's getting a good, you know, he's getting what? Naked pictures of women being sent to him. His head's screwed on right. That is what he's interested in at this moment. I mean, at 19 years of age, right?
Let's see if he can stay focused on the football.
Yeah.
This might be his only downfall for the next few
Maybe.
years.
Yeah.
Maybe. Usually we would now go and we'll go into 3 different bits. Today we only have United bits because these two have the Champions League to talk about, as well as the weekend's game that's coming up. So we left the Spurs and City bits, but in United bits, I quickly want to just cover something. There's a lot of talk about everything that's wrong at United and all the challenges that United face. And one of the things that I think hasn't been discussed properly yet, or maybe even not looked at enough, is the change in formation after Ferguson left. Because that very, very first season after he left, all of a sudden the traditional 4-4-2 went out the window, and we adopted a new formation. Now, I would prefer to have a 4-4-2 back. That's my preference. The current formation is between a 4-3-3, 4-5-1 is what they kind of shape up to be. I know it allows you more versatility, but do you know what? If I have to look at the two sides, I would pick the 4-4-2. That's just my feeling. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, well, as Dave was saying, and you were saying before, that was what United used to play with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was, used to watch football growing up, it was always a 4-4-2, 4-4-2. It was the big formation, I think.
Yeah.
Back in times gone by, now it's sort of changed. Before the European managers came in and changed it. Is there still space for the 4-4-2? Definitely there is.
Yeah.
My only question to you was the personnel at United is the biggest issue you have. Well, you highlighted that with the players you're hoping to get in.
100%. Now, I think part of the reason why people are probably saying, well, look, why do you want to go back to the 4-4-2? Because it doesn't work. And I've put the stats on there. So those are the stats of the teams that are more successful. Now, 4-4-3 formation is seen as being the most successful, but that is because you've got Liverpool and City that use those two formations. You've got 4-2-3-1. You play that style and you mix it up at Spurs with the 4-4-1-1. You mix between them. And the 4-4-2 is down at 30.4%. But if you look at the teams that have been still employing 4-4-2, you've got Palace that sometimes play like that. You had Southampton play a little bit like that at the start of the season. So it's not any of the big teams that take it. No. So I think if you want to go back and you want to say, but if you look at a 4-3-3, the winning percentage is more. You've got to also look at who's using it. None of the top teams are playing 4-4-2. But then, the same argument goes and they say, well, times change and you move on and you've got to adapt. Ajax play the Ajax way. Whether you're Ajax Cape Town, whether you're Ajax Amsterdam, it doesn't matter. You play the Ajax way. Juve, you play the Juve way. And the reason for that is very, very simple. Because when you come through from academy into the youth league, into the reserve team, you know what the requirement is. You're used to playing that position. When you then make the first team, you might not have the chemistry with your teammates, but you know what your role is. You know what is expected of you in that particular role, which makes it a lot easier to transition into. And that's my point. I think we need to get back to that where we say there's a philosophy that we are following that's a club philosophy versus a manager philosophy.
Yeah.
And that's where I think United needs to go back to. I personally would like to see a 4-4-2 back. And even with the current personnel, if you look at Shaw, Smalling, Lindelof, Taylor, you can still have Taylor go up. You can still have Shaw go up. Because you've got Matic and Pogba sitting in the midfield that can still cover. Martial and Lingard will push up anyway. But if you have Rashford and Lukaku played together up front in a 4-4-2, I just think it'll create more opportunities. Because Lukaku can get the ball, hold it up, and Rashford can make a run and he can play off it. Now you have Lukaku get the ball. Who's he playing off of? No, he hasn't got anybody to play to. He has to wait for somebody to give him options. And by that time, it's too late. If we look at history, there we go. There is, and I know what you're saying about personnel. I know you say that we can have different personnel and maybe that formation could work. But here you've got Moyes, 2 seasons of Louis van Gaal, and you've got 2 seasons of Mourinho. So you've got 5 seasons with different player combinations, playing different formations, and you still have the 4-4-2 as the most successful of all of them. And the one thing that is in common, if you look at all those seasons, you had one striker up front versus when you have two strikers up front. And yes, with the 4-2-3-1 that they're playing at the moment, yeah, we are conceding less goals, right? And we have more clean sheets. Wonderful. But we score far less goals.
Yeah.
And therefore we win far less games. So I think go back to what worked, what proved to be successful, and stay with that.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on this one. I think, you know, if you have the right personnel to play the 4-4-2 and you improvise that into clubs, you know, from the academy into the reserves, you know, players know where they're playing. You know, if you get pushed into the first team, you don't have to suddenly think, oh, I'm playing on the 4-3-2-1 whatever, and you can just play. You know, if it's 4-4-2, right, this is my job. I know where I have to be if the ball's over on the right hand side. I know where I have to tuck in, or I know I have to be attacking the far post. So I think it's far more. I think you know, when you're an attacking team and you're playing a 4-4-2, you don't play a 4-4-2. You're fluid. You know, players flow. I think it's when you're defending, you have to be back into that two banks of four. And then when you're attacking, it's fluid. You move. Your creativity takes over. You play, and you know. I just think, I'm with you. The 4-4-2 for me is a winning system. It's proven.
Yeah, just say not many of the top teams are playing it. Like you said, that's
Yeah.
the interesting thing about going back to it. And Fergie had maybe the best players out of all of those managers.
Well,
it's questionable,
debatable.
but you know, debatable right here. But yeah, like you said, you need the best defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that Ferdinand and Vidic?
Ferdinand and Vidic, that was their last season.
So, and now you look at it, it's definitely not the best defence you've got.
No, it's not. But I mean, you know what? In football, it's not about keeping the ball out of your net. It's about putting the ball into your opponent's net.
If you can score more than your opponents, then
100%. 100%.
So right now you're not doing either.
No, we're not doing either of them. I would rather want to be an attacking team, because if you're going to sit and defend, you have no opportunity to win the game. Rather go out and create the opportunity to win. You know, they say fortune favors the brave. Yeah. There's a reason why that saying exists, because that is just how it works.
Yeah. I think as well, if you're a paying supporter and you're going to watch your team defend,
definitely
you're wasting. I'd rather my team go out and watch it. You know, as a kid growing up, you want to see players taking people on. You want to see lots of goals scored. So if I'm paying for a season ticket and my team sit back and defend, I'll be pissed off.
I'm sure Fergie. Well, I said Fergie used to just have his tactic was to go out and play, no matter the opposition. But now, when you're going away from home, I think you do have to have some plan B. Yeah. You know, that's the issue.
Well, you know what? I get that. You have to have a plan B. But I mean, when you have the personnel and when you have, like you say, you know, when you have a 4-4-2, it allows you more versatility in that midfield. So you can have a flat, or you can have the diamond, you can have one drop. You can go 4-4-1-1, where one of the strikers just drop a little bit, but you still have somebody that can run in behind the line. Just thinks it gives you more options to still even go on the counter. Yeah. You know, and that's where United, I mean, a lot of people don't remember that. But on the 4-4-2, United was a fantastic counter-attacking team. Yeah. You know, because they could suck people in and then burst forward. And with this system, I just don't think we can do it, because we get pulled in so deep that when we want to attack and you only have that one attacker up there, how many times do you have Rashford getting the ball and then having to run either left or right corner to create time for somebody to come and support? He should have, by that time when he gets the ball, he should be shooting, not waiting for support. He should be shooting. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my little rant. Let's get to, well, actually no. This is my last look, with United, lost 3-0, okay. Did we really expect us to win? I don't think anybody expected us to win. I think the way that we came out at the start was great. We attacked, which is what we had to do. We did that. But I think still our execution was sorely lacking. I think our management of the midfield and trying to get the ball away from Barca and you know, capitalize on when we had the ball.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. And that's where we lost the game, you know. And again, this comes down to when you look at Barcelona, they always play the same way. And you could see that 66% possession. They had 13 shots at goal. They were going for it, right? No offsides. 0 offsides. They're so well drilled. They know so well who's going to be doing what and where that they didn't even have an offside.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, being at home, being attacking, and having 66 possession of the ball. No offsides. So for me, you know, they deserve to win. I didn't expect to win. We were lucky to get there in the first place. Unfortunately, a lot of players again got found out. I know I'll probably get many Facebook messages about this again, about saying Pogba. But again, when you're a big name player, you have to accept these are the games where you need to stand up.
Who was the centre midfielder for Barcelona? Who played?
Well, it was between Rakitic and Busquets. They were kind of like mixing the role up. But yeah, Busquets, he knows how to rile up.
It's been there for a long time.
Pogba got so riled up that he just lost it. You know,
Busquets is a master, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
just does enough to annoy you.
Yeah, and Rakitic.
He's always.
Do you know what? Rakitic should get an Oscar very, very soon. I mean, there was one where he was fouled, right? Replays, everybody missed him, right? The boot got close to his boot. How? He's so good that he knew the boot was close to his. Went down in agony, got a free kick. I mean, do you know what? Those things, those little things, in a game which is already a bit, you know, edgy.
Yeah.
It gets players just riled up and then they just lose it. The focus is gone. There you go.
We had Takaya making a mistake.
I don't want to talk about it.
But the most anything I'll say about it is you didn't score any goals over 2 legs, which is just unbelievable for a United team in time. You know, to not get any goal, it's a problem.
Yeah,
I mean, it shows you a lack of attacking.
Well, look, the previous game, I will say this: we have improved because the previous game we only had 2 shots on target. Now we had 3.
Yes.
That's an improvement.
Shows you the need for investment in the summer, like we talked about.
Oh yeah. I think that's probably the best thing out of this game. Well, that was the only upset, really. Juve, we expected Juve to win. Yeah. You know, but Ajax.
We didn't say.
Yeah, to our credit, we did say.
You know, it's the fearless Ajax team. Let's not. Yeah.
They are fearless.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about that game is that, you know, when you look at what they've done, they've gone out, they've attacked. They had 14 shots at goal. Yeah. It wasn't like they were going there like, oh, well, you have a little bit of a dribble, etc. But when you go to Turin and you have 49% of the possession, and you go and you have 14 shots at goal, you're playing really, really well. Yeah. You're a really attacking team at that point. And I think at the end of the game, it was just not ironic, but almost special to just see the one boy that everybody's talking about, De Ligt, rise between two defenders, just rise up and just headed the ball in.
Great header.
And you could see what it meant. I mean, the way that they celebrated, it's just there's a real team cohesion there. And I think, unfortunately, we all know this. By the end of the season, you know, they'd be lucky if they have half the team left. Yeah.
So they've had, since the European final, I think, against Man U, was that 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
I mean, they've had like a good run of building this team. I think the last time they sold their players was like 5 years ago, Spurs got a few of them. But they managed to keep that team together and build them up. and now that's where they've got to. So yeah, unfortunately, we know at the end of this season that will be game over. They'll be selling some of them most likely. So Spurs have Ajax next. I'm just hoping, obviously, Spurs get through them, but if they don't, good luck to Ajax. Hopefully they go on and win it, and before they sell the players.
Yeah.
But credit to the, great to watch. They great, and they have a style of play, like you said. Everyone knows what they're going to do. They're not going to sit back. So fair play. And to go and beat Madrid and Juventus now is
It's already an achievement.
great achievement. Something special there.
Whether they go on to win it or not,
Yeah.
they are, for me, the team of the Champions League this season.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, I'll have some coffee. Just remember, this is PG, so let's not get too difficult.
I've calmed down now. Do you want to go first, Joe? Taking the victory. I'll let you go first.
Okay, first of all, it's a great achievement, I think, to get through to the semi-finals. I think all Spurs fans will say it's a great achievement.
Rubbing it in.
Yeah, rubbing it in. I've been following Spurs 31 years now, or 30 years, and my following of that, it's got to be the highlight, I reckon. I can't say winning 2 League Cups is the highlight of my fan career, so this will be the highlight of getting to the semi-finals. I know everyone else will say they've not won anything yet, so you're still going to say, okay, it's fair, we've not won anything, but to get to the semis, the way we've done it, we had to come back in the group stages, in the group of Barcelona, and then we had Dortmund, who were playing great, then we beat them. We had to get a result in the Nou Camp, everyone forgets that, so from that result then, it's been a really great run, and to beat City at home, and then to actually go at City and score 3 goals. I think the team deserves great credit, especially, we'll say, losing Kane. Obviously Johan doesn't agree with me, but losing Kane, then Sissoko in the game, which was a key for me. Yeah,
Sissoko is a big loss.
Even though Sissoko on the pitch, we still conceded 3 goals, which so you can argue it wasn't a big loss in the end, but that was a big loss. So the way we did it in the end was great, and it was a horrible game to watch. I'm sure Dave will agree. The first 20 minutes was just crazy.
But wait a second, I don't agree. I enjoyed that game.
The neutral was a great game. Definitely one of the greatest games you're going to see as a neutral, but my emotions were just up and down up and down like a yo-yo the whole game.
There's never been a quarter-final, in the Champions League, where within 12 minutes you had 4 goals.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Son is the hero, the man of the hour, Son, who's now suspended for the first game in the semis.
And can I just want to see how many 5 saves by Loris.
That's it, my main man.
Good saves.
Ever since I've criticised Loris, he seems to be doing a great job. He did make a great save from De Bruyne. I'd say from City's point of view, they played amazing as well. Credit to City, they really went for it, as City do. De Bruyne for me would be the man of the match. I think as an opposition fan, De Bruyne, every time I looked up, he was on the ball all the time.
I think there was 3 of him on the pitch.
It was like watching 2 or 3 of De Bruyne. It was unbelievable. He was left and he was right. Sterling, credit to him as well. Turned into an amazing finisher. Great finish for the first goal, and even we'll come on to the goal that wasn't at the end. It was a great finish from Sterling. People forget that was still a great finish the way he did that.
But I think what we need to mention there is that's credit to Pep.
Yeah.
Because everybody knew how quick Sterling was. Everybody knew about the fact that he could dribble, and that he's got initiative, and he's got a little bit of a football brain. He knows what movements he should make. But he could just, he always got to the goal, and then we're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? So I don't know.
It's mental, isn't it? It's something that's changed, that Pep's changed in his head, the way he's got him thinking.
Yeah.
About his own game.
He just seems so much more composed, especially this season.
It's like he's matured
so much more composed.
Yeah. And for England as well.
Yeah. He's doing it for club and country.
Yeah, exactly. Well. And even in his celebration, he just seems, like you say, a little bit more mature. There's nothing like and it's this thing that I just so irritated by like Lings. Lings. But he's just celebrating it like a proper footballer.
Yeah. It means, you can see, it means a lot to him.
Yeah.
And we criticise English players a lot for the game going to the head. We'll come on to Ali, Lingard, these guys. Maybe I don't know so much Ali, but the game can go to their head. But Sterling seems to be. He's like, I just want to win the game. Want to win he's focused on winning, which is Pep for sure. Credit to him, and I say credit to City for the way they played. I think Dave will say Spurs did deserve, hopefully, over the 2 legs to go through, because I didn't give us a chance in this away leg. I have to be honest.
I think credit to Tottenham. I think over the 2 legs, you guys have deserved it. At your place, you stopped us scoring. Yes. I think that was one of the key. That was the key things of the game.
Lloris,
and then Lloris penalty save, and then you come into ours. You score. Not many teams come to the Etihad and score 3 goals.
Yeah.
And I thought, we dominated that game, but you did what you needed to do, and they scored another. They scored an away goal, and it's crucial. It's crucial in the Champions League, and I thought all in all you deserved it. I think it highlighted what City are missing to go to that next level, which is making mistakes at the back. Defensively we wasn't up to it. So you go further in the Champions League, you're going to get found out, and it happened against Liverpool last year. We got found out defensively, and it wasn't.
Do you know what? And we've spoken a lot about this for the last 2 seasons. We've had a go at this. Whenever City is pressed, they look vulnerable. Whenever. And I think in the Premier League, unfortunately, to City's own detriment, they're not challenged enough because people are scared, so they kind of sit back. In Europe, they're not going to be scared. Whether it's a Tottenham or a Liverpool playing against them, when you're playing that game, it's all out, right? Because if you don't win that game, that's it. You're out, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to go and you're going to attack. Whenever City has been attacked, they've looked vulnerable. And that is one thing that Tottenham picked up on. And I've got to give Pochi a lot of credit here, because he could easily have gone and said, all right, boys, let's sit back. We've got this one, let's protect this one. Didn't do that. Went on full attack. They were very clinical. They clearly had a very precise game plan. It didn't look, and I know you would probably disagree with me, but I think the players were well prepared in that they could put the fact that they don't have Kane completely out of their mind. Not go on and say, oh, we conceded. Oh, well, do you know what? If we had Kane on the field, you never had that feeling that anybody felt like that, And the way that they played, it was almost as if they took the wind out of City's sails, And I look at that goal that was scored by Llorente's hand hip, I don't know.
Hand and hip.
But do you know what? Do you know what showed me exactly what the mood was like for City players was the way that Edison watched the ball pass him. You could almost see him just be, so dejected, because you looked at him and he just had that look of like, oh, really? Are you kidding me? And it wasn't like he made a super effort to try and get there or anything like that. And it just showed me the way that Tottenham played. It was just to that level where City just fell apart.
Yeah, I think on that, being a bit harsh on Edison, it was like 2 yards out, so he's not going to be able to make an effort. But when you could see it going in, he's just felt dejected, should I say. But yeah, fair play to Tottenham. Good luck. I hope you guys go on and win it. Bring on Saturday.
We have to go through this all again now.
Well, we'll get to that now. Are we going to spend any time on the Liverpool Portugal?
No one knew Liverpool was playing last night.
Got Barca in the semis now, so that's the real test for them.
Do you know what? On that, and we'll probably do a preview before that, but if I think about that game against Barca, United had its opportunities, right? Liverpool is far more clinical this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're going to be in front of goal. They're going to take the opportunities and they're going to score.
Yeah.
They're not going to go wide. They're not going to try and, you know, put it into an imaginary net like Rashford. They're going to put it into the actual net. and I think Barca will probably be aware of that. You know, they'll come out and say, you know, we are well prepared, etc., which they probably will be. But I think that's probably the one team at this moment that you don't want to play in Europe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Over 2 legs.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are, you know, obviously experienced now. Final last year, and again they're at this stage. They know what it takes over 2 legs.
And again, people don't always think about this, but a team that's got a history of winning it is always more dangerous than a team coming into it for the first time.
Going to be a great 2 great games. I mean, Ajax Spurs. Ajax are an attacking team. It's going to be tough to watch again, I'm sure. Liverpool Barca, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
With Messi around, Barcelona always have a chance with Messi in the team.
Yeah.
Shout out to a fool there.
Also, as well, I'm looking forward to see what kind of reaction Suarez gets going back to Anfield.
There you go.
You got Coutinho.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah,
those 2 going back.
I didn't see that one.
The key there, Van Dijk handling Suarez. Will, you know, who's going to?
Do you know what? The stat is still there. This is an incredible stat. No one has dribbled past Van Dijk this season. Not a single player has dribbled past Van Dijk this season. That's an incredible stat.
I think it's a bit of a weird stat because I've seen players sort of maybe not dribble past him, but they can get sort of by him.
Yeah.
I don't know how they count that dribbling by him, but he's clearly a great defender. But Liverpool at times have been vulnerable as well, defensively.
Do you know, on that welcoming of the 2 players that left, I think Suarez will be okay because Suarez kind of left on terms which was still okay.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to leave, but they understood he's going, and you know, off you go. Coutinho was, you know, moaning and groaning. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Oh, I love Liverpool, but I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, he's not gonna
I don't think he's going to be welcomed.
He didn't do that much for Liverpool over a period of time. I mean,
yeah,
but some good goals at Liverpool.
Yeah, he scored some good goals.
Yeah. Did he win anything there? Or no?
No, I don't think he won anything.
So.
But still, he's obviously
Liverpool
a great
have not
player.
won anything, have they?
No, not for a while.
No, in a long time they haven't. The same, you know, that curse that Liverpool got has now kind of like come on to us. You know, we have been on too long a run, so the footballing gods need to even things out. Well, let's go to the weekend.
Yep.
Okay. Feature game this weekend.
Yeah.
Is in your lap. We are listening.
I think so. The feature game, Man City Tottenham. I think after the 2 legs in the Champions League, I think the players, you know, are bored of playing each other now. They just want to move on.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tottenham will be glad it's over. The Champions League, they've got through, and I just think City, you know, with them being knocked out the Champions League, you know, their focus moves on to the Premier League now, and I think they will want to make Spurs pay. Starting lineup for City, team pretty much the same, apart from Otamendi coming in for company. I think Fernandinho comes back in, and I think you keep the top 3 the same.
No place for Mahrez?
No, don't mention him to me.
He was rested, wasn't he?
Left back in the changing room, that's where he goes. Spurs, apart from the injuries, it's pretty much the same side.
Sissoko, we think, is out.
Yeah.
Winks was a doubt for this yesterday, so hopefully he's back. I've gone for sort of 5 across the back. The one areas you really were exploiting us was with the wing back positions with Sterling and Bernardo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so we have to. He sort of tried to change it, I think, up at the end to stop you getting down those flanks so easily, and those are the dangerous areas. So you have to, I think, get a bit more protection there. So if he puts Davis and Rosen together, that's my thinking. I think he did that against Liverpool, I think, because they had the same issue with Arnold and Robertson.
Yeah.
And he played Davis and Rose. I think he brought them on together at the end. So that's the key area. You have to stop the play coming down the wings, and then take De Bruyne off somehow, and then you got a chance.
Well, I think that's probably the key. I think that midfield, whoever wins the battle in the midfield, I think will win the match at the end of the day. It has to be. I think both teams have issues in defence. Attack is really, really good, but only if they get quality ball. Even with Aguero on the side, you know, if you don't give it to him where he can put it on his right foot, he's not really that strong. You've got to put him in the right place. So he's got to get the right ball. So yeah, you know, someone like Fernandinho to break up Eriksen, break up Rose cutting in will be crucial.
I would say at the moment Eriksen is struggling for form, has been for a while.
I don't think he stays at the end of the season, and I think that has probably, you know, some of the focus and motivation had gone.
Whatever it is,
because he knows he's leaving.
Yeah,
we rely on him so much for creativity, and he seems to be, he loses the ball more than he used to. He's misplacing passes. So I think actually yesterday we were really struggling in that midfield. In reality, it was thankfully we were so clinical. If someone got the chances, he took it. Yeah, the City were really running through that midfield kind of easy. When Sissoko went off, it was even harder for us. So he has to find a way of stopping City running through.
And I don't think there's many midfields that can stop.
Which is why we were talking about Pep in that first game. It was baffling why he left De Bruyne out.
Yeah, this is,
the guy was on fire yesterday.
Yeah.
Look, I think the risk is, you know, and you will know this. You know, even Fergie didn't do this. If there's a risk coming back too early and I lose you for 2 or 3 games, and you've still got, you know, FA Cup, you still have the Premier League that you're fighting for, and then potentially if you do qualify, the Champions League. Do you want to risk a player for 1 match when you have 3 other tournaments still on the line? You've got to look at the players, and fair play to Pep. You've got to look at someone like Mahrez and go like, listen, we pay you a shitload of money, step up to the plate. He didn't. No. You know, and maybe we're a bit harsh because we know that, you know,
we're not harsh.
I mean, how many no, but I mean, let's be serious. How many players do have the ability that De Bruyne does? Who are you going to replace De Bruyne with? There's not many players, right?
Yeah, there's not many on the planet.
Exactly, and even if you did, you wouldn't be able to hold all of them because all of them would want to play.
Yeah.
So it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But in the end, did it cost City? 100%. But it's easy to go back now and say, hey, you know, he should have been selected.
At the end of the day, we lost the game yesterday. So for me, it's a worry that if it ends up like it did yesterday, we're going to lose that game in the league as well. So,
well, that's why I think he said what 3-1. 3-1.
Yeah, that's my prediction. 3-1 City.
It's very hard, like you said, to hold City up.
Yeah,
and you have to attack.
We have to attack. If we're clinical, as we were yesterday, have a chance. But it's to go to City and win is a real tough one. I mean, I'm hoping we come out of it with a draw, maybe. I've said City will win. Like I said, City have to win. Spurs might say, okay, we can lose this game and win the rest in the league to get that top 4. That's what they might think, and maybe it's a bonus game.
So let's look at what is the weekend games.
Yeah.
Here we go. First one. All right. All 3 of us. City win. Yeah. I think that's kind of given. Well, we've said that before as well, and then we were wrong. So, Bournemouth, Fulham. Yeah. Again, one of those where we're going to say Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But
Fulham won their last game against.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Nowhere left field.
Who did they beat?
Everton at home.
Everton. Yeah. But that's, you know, you kind of look at it and go, Bournemouth.
They're safe now.
Exactly.
When they're safe.
Yeah.
Who knows what you're going to get from the players?
Right. I went for a draw between Huddersfield and Watford.
Yeah.
I just think. Watford, you know what? Watford's had a great game against Wolves. But apart from that, I'm sorry, they haven't had the greatest season. It's not one of those teams that I look at. They are in the final again.
Could be, you know,
but you know what? It's like we've said so many times. When you play in a cup game, you play at a different intensity than when you play in the league.
Yeah.
And Watford is unfortunately one of those teams where they started great, then fell away, then kind of got back a little bit, then lost a little bit of a track, and now, you know, they're like this up and down side.
Deeney is suspended.
Yeah,
he's out, so it's a big loss for them. But watching them play, the manager really wants that 7th place, I think.
Yeah.
Out of all those managers, he seems to really want it.
I think it's still going to go to Wolves, but you know, West Ham, Leicester. I think a draw again.
2 draws you've gone for there, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. It's a weird one, but I do think again West Ham. Do you know what? Even when at home, they are vulnerable.
Yeah.
They can go away, you know, and win 1-0 away from home, then win 3-0 at home, and the next game lose 4-0 at home.
It's an interesting game. Yeah, it's which West Ham you're going to get.
Turns up.
French rugby team.
Yeah, true.
Wolves, Brighton. Okay, we all go for Wolves.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of good.
Brighton in trouble. Big trouble.
Yeah. Well, what is so strange? We mentioned it earlier. The one game where we go like, yeah, Brighton's definitely going to lose this one, and Cardiff has to play Liverpool.
Yeah.
it's just cruel.
Cardiff have tough games.
I think Cardiff will get some at Liverpool.
Yeah, you're thinking so.
Hoping, aren't you?
That's when you were smoking your socks. Newcastle, Southampton.
Yeah,
for a draw.
Do you know what? I think we've got to look at the oracle, and go like, yeah, okay, so a draw. Yeah.
Both teams are safe.
Yeah.
It just depends how the players take it, you know. It's what they got to play for, not much.
A few £100,000 at the end of the season between you know 16th and 15th.
Southampton on their they're playing well. Southampton, you know. Every week, I say they're turning up.
Can I just ask you, what have you got against United? We're
draw.
playing against Inter. We're playing Everton. Come on.
Well, let's be honest. Man United haven't played well now for a few weeks.
Well, neither has Everton.
They have. I mean, okay, last week they lost to Fulham. I don't know how, but they played 3 previous games.
We at least lost to Barca.
Yeah,
they've lost against
Fulham. That was they beat Arsenal. They'd had a couple of good results over. So they were playing well, and then just threw in that performance. I don't know how, out of nowhere. And Man U haven't been playing well
consistently.
Really lucky against West Ham. Really lucky against Watford.
Yeah.
And if Man U don't play well, Everton do, then Everton have a chance. But that's why I've said a draw, because I think Man U getting a bit of luck recently. I reckon they'll get lucky, get a draw.
Lucky to get a draw. Okay. Arsenal, Palace,
clean sweep.
Arsenal.
At home at the Emirates, we have to go with Arsenal every time.
Cardiff versus Liverpool. Well, we sort of spoke about that one. Davey, just
what are you thinking there?
Did we put the wrong dot in there?
No, I won't ever go for Liverpool. I'm sorry.
We've seen a theme with Dave
this season.
Every time it comes up, I'm looking at Dave's prediction. It's never Liverpool win, and the chances are they usually win. So. The only thing Cardiff's favour is relegation, as we know.
Yeah,
I'm going to get one right for Liverpool. Just
you know what we drew is we drew a VAR decision for Cardiff. And one against Liverpool, because Liverpool always get one, and Cardiff, poor Neil Warnock, because every week tears his hair out, doesn't he?
It's got to turn at some point.
What hair he's got left, he's always tearing it out.
This is the game it's going to turn.
VAR might turn it. There's no VAR in that game, is there?
No, because it's Premier League.
Sorry, But I mean, okay, wrong decision. Maybe it will go in their favour.
Cardiff won't even get it back next season, because they'll play in the English Football League, and then they won't have VAR. Chelsea, Burnley. You know, Chelsea I think takes it. Chelsea's in a good run.
Chelsea only have that's it. Only they played today in Europa.
Yeah,
that's the only tough thing for Chelsea, that turnaround they've got.
Yeah, but they've got the players. I mean, come on, you're going to take on a Burnley side that's not been really good away from home. You know, when Burnley is at home, they really are a completely different team.
Hard to play against at home.
Really. Chelsea have the top 4 to go for, we know. So
Stamford Bridge, playing for that 4th place. You know, there's a lot of motivation, a lot of money in it. You know, and the slight chance of being able to keep Hazard if they qualify for Europe. So a lot to play for. But yeah, so that's us for this week. Please share our videos, share our clips, and like and comment. I'd like to see your comments if there's anything that you want us to discuss in specific. But yeah, That's us for the week. Thank you very much for watching.
Goodbye.